Messi just gave an extensive interview in which he discussed various topics and stated that 2025 will mark a turning point for him to be present at the World Cup. At 37 years old, the Argentina captain remains in full force as a player for Inter Miami. The world champion with the Argentine national team shines at every opportunity he can with the Gazas, while the Albiceleste public dreams of seeing him in the 2026 World Cup, something he avoids being definitive about in each of his statements, and the star referred to this subject in an extensive interview for the historic program Simplemente Football on the show's YouTube channel. At 37 years old, the Argentina captain remains in full force as a player for Inter Miami. The world champion with the Argentine national team shines at every opportunity he can with the Gazas, while the Albiceleste public dreams of seeing him in the 2026 World Cup, something he avoids being definitive about in each of his statements, and the star referred to this subject in an extensive interview for the historic program Simplemente Football on the show's YouTube channel. In addition, the former Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain (PSG) player reviewed his final years of career after his arrival in France, his discomfort, the dream of returning to Spain, and the definitive departure to Major League Soccer. I intended to be able to return to Barcelona and be where I always wanted to be, but it couldn't be done again, and then it was a family decision. The fact that we had won the World Cup also did a lot. I was clear that I didn't want to be on another team in Europe. It never crossed my mind. It was a family decision to live in the United States and play in this league in a club that is growing and has dreams of doing great things. We were coming off 2 complicated years because we had lived one way in Barcelona, and in Paris the family was fine, but I didn't feel comfortable in the day-to-day life and in training. We wanted to make sure the family was okay and I could enjoy what I like. He opened up about that tortuous time in the French capital. On the other hand, he revealed some intimate details about the playing profiles of each of his sons and their ties to football. They spend all day with the ball. It's a place where I can enjoy them too. They come every day to train, compete, and have matches. Having the opportunity to accompany them in that is spectacular. All 3 of them are very different. Thiago is more thoughtful, an organizer, and a midfielder. Matteo is a forward. He likes to score goals, be close to the goal, and is a smart player. And Ciro is more explosive, a challenger, and a one-on-one player. He's more of a playmaker. On a different note, Messi was asked about some of the specifics of the 2022 World Cup, and all eyes were on his goal against Mexico, which ended up unlocking a battered team after the loss to Saudi Arabia and started a row between Latry fans with Leo. I don't know what happened with the Mexicans when that argument started, because I always felt very loved by the people of Mexico. I never disrespected them, but they put themselves in a position to understand a rivalry with us that doesn't exist. There is no comparison between Argentina and Mexico. That match was tough, especially mentally. Losing would have meant we were already out. The build-up was terrible. We were just trying to get through the moment. It was just a misfortune, and nothing needed to be changed. We couldn't get too carried away with one match. There was a lot of tension and nerves against Mexico, he added about the Celeste Blanca's second match of that World Cup. Winning the Club World Cup with Inter Miami? I'm enjoying it now. I can't ask for anything more. I want to keep competing and winning. It's my essence, and I grew up like that. The most important coach in Barcelona, and the famous story of the day, Capello, wanted him for Juventus in 2005. Frank Rijkaard was the most important for me because he gave me the place and the space to be. If it hadn't been for him, many times you depend on who's there. There wasn't a place because there was Rony, Ronaldinho, Samuel, Eto'o, and I think Rafael Marquez. At that time, I wasn't Spanish yet, and I was occupying a place. And there was a possibility of leaving because I wasn't going to play, and I didn't want to stay at Barca B either. And then came the Joan Gamper Cup match against Juventus. Capello tells the story. From then on, they made me Spanish, and I was able to stay. I grew up during that period and learned a lot from all the monsters there were. From being very close to Ronaldinho, who sponsored me. It's a memory.